What is going on, pimps and players? It's your boy Namejamie, and today I have possibly my longest video to date, and it is a quest guide for the new quest called Song of the Elves. This quest is extremely time consuming and is ranked Grandmaster level, so it's going to be about as difficult and as long as Dragon Slayer 2 or Monkey Madness 2, but hopefully with this guide it will be a lot easier than both of those. Very quickly, before I actually begin the guide, I just want to explain one thing, and that is how this guide is structured. Because as you will tell from my clips in the quest, I did this quest on day of release, and because of that, my inventory has a few unnecessary items in it during some of the steps, and I'm also missing a few important items during some of the steps. So in order to rectify this, I've gone ahead and divided the quest into sections, and before each section, there will be a list of absolutely every item you need to complete that section. So what I want people to do when they see a black screen that says section beginning or section 1 inventory items is go ahead and bank or head to the GE, get absolutely all those items in their inventory, and then go ahead and start the quest back up. Of course, I've put these section beginnings at easy to bank places during the quest. That way you can bank and get these items with minimal time wasted. With that being said, let's start the quest guide, and I hope you enjoy it. For the quest requirements, we have Morning's End Part 2, Morning's End Part 1, Big Chompy Bird Hunt, Sheep Herder, Revolving Elves, Waterfall Quest, Regicide, Underground Pass, Biohazard, and Plague City. For your skill requirements, you have 70 agility, 70 construction, 70 farming, 70 herblore, 70 hunter, 70 mining, 70 smithing, and 70 woodcutting. For your section 1 inventory, you're going to need 1 steel plate body, 1 steel plate leg, 1 steel full helm, red, yellow, and purple dye, 1 silk, 1 tinderbox, and about 5 teleports to Ardoyne. You're also going to need your mourner gear, which you should have got during Mourner's End Part 1. If you threw that away, what you're going to also need is a Crystal Seed teleport, 1 Falador teleport, 2 silk, a bucket of water, and a bear fur skin. For your Section 1 gear, you're going to need full graceful, a whip and a defender, or a blowpipe. A blowpipe is better, and I'll show you why later. And you can also fill in your additional inventory spots with extra stamina pots. In order to start this quest, head to Ardoyne and head to Edmund's house. Edmund's house is located north of the castle and just north of the bar. Head to the backyard and talk to Edmund. Here you get the ability to accept the quest. Go ahead and do so, and the quest is going to tell you to go talk to the king in the Ardoyne castle. So head south and head upstairs in the castle to talk to the king. Once here, talk to the king and ask him about Edmund's daughter and if she was imprisoned. He's going to tell you she wasn't, and because of this, you're going to have to now go back and talk to Edmund again. So head up north back to Edmund's house. Go into Edmund's backyard and talk to him. You should go through a lengthy dialogue where he's going to tell you how to acquire the Knights of Ardoyne armor set. This is why you have the steel items, the 1 piece of silk, and your colored dyes. They are only going to ask for 2 of the dyes here, so pay attention to which ones you actually need. Once you have the steel items, go ahead and talk to Edmund's wife, and she will make the tabard for you. Go ahead and attach the tabard to your steel plate body, and then use one of the other 2 dyes on your steel full helm in order to color it. For me, it was the red dye. Now, equip your full set and talk to Edmund. He should then go tell you to visit his daughter in the bottom of the castle. So head south and then head downstairs in order to talk to his daughter, Elena, who's in the topmost cell. Go ahead and talk to Elena and she'll tell you what kind of liquids you need from her house. Her house is 2 houses away from Edmund's house, and we're going to go search it after this. For me, she told me to take a clear liquid, and that was what the acid was supposed to be like. I don't know if this is the same for everyone, so make sure to read the chat to see if she tells you as well to grab a clear acid. After you're done, again, head north because that is where her house is going to be. The house I'm currently searching is the wrong house. Her house is actually one more to the west of me, and I'm going to go over and search that after this. I'm going to search the cupboard, and I'm going to take the clear liquid. Remember to take the liquid she told you to take. Hopefully it's the clear liquid for everyone. Once you have the clear liquid, go back to her and give it to her. This is going to prompt her to break out of jail. So once here, hand her the clear liquid or whatever kind of liquid you got for the acid. She's going to thank you and break out. Now go back to Edmund and talk to him. Talk to Edmund, and he should tell you that his daughter successfully broke out and she's now camping out in West Ardoyne. We're going to take a moment here to pause and do our first pause of the video. And what this is for is people who don't have the morning armor. If you don't have the morning set, you should watch the next 10 minutes and I'll show you exactly how to get that set back. If you do have that set, you can skip ahead to the time linked right here on this black screen. So for those of you who don't have the gear set, you want to head northwest from where you just were in Edmund's house. This is going to take you over to this pass. We're going to enter into the pass, and here you're going to find the mourners. Be careful because at the start of the fight, they will heavily drain your stats. It's still really easy to kill them since they're only level 11, but be aware of that because not only will they drain your combat stats, they'll drain your health to like 20 as well. Now that I've killed the mourner, I should get his whole outfit. But the problem here is that the plate body and the legs of this outfit are currently unwearable. So now we have to go fix them. So for those of you who didn't have this set of armor, you should have brought along 2 extra silk, 1 bucket of water, a crystal seed teleport, and a Falador teleport. Go ahead right now and use your Falador teleport. Then proceed to run southwest to the agility shortcut. Take the agility shortcut and then proceed to run northwest. You should find a man here at the bottom of Taverley washing his clothes in the river. Go ahead and talk to the bin next to him and choose the option to steal the soap from there. Go ahead and use this soap as well as your bucket of water on your robe top. That should clean the robe top and it is now wearable. Now we have to fix the legs. Use your crystal teleport and head over to Lieta. For me, my Crystal Seed teleport was currently uncharged, so I went ahead and used an Ironworth camp teleport, or an elf camp teleport if you want to call it that, and walked all the way down to Lieta. In Lieta, right to the north, when you enter the village, there'll be a tailorer. You want to talk to her, and she will fix the legs for you for 2 silk and 1 bear fur skin. So if you have the quick teleport there with the seed that's charged, go ahead and do that now. You'll be there way before I am. But if you don't have the seed like I did charged before this, go ahead and teleport to the elf camp and run all the way down to Lieta. So here we are in Lieta. Head directly north to the tailorer, speak to her, choose the third option to repair your legs, and she'll fix the mourner's legs for you. Everyone should be back together now, and what we're going to do is teleport to West Ardoyne, and you want to head to the middle square, and then directly in the middle, run directly north. Here you should find the Rainson's home. You're going to go in there, and in the top right corner, they have a sleeping bag. You're going to search under the sleeping bag and find a secret meeting going on. Elena should be here, and you're going to start a conversation with her. Choose the first option, and then later, when you're presented another option, choose the third option. After this, you're going to talk directly to the other 2 people in the room, and they're going to tell you how to garner support in West and East Ardoyne. Now that that's done, head back upstairs and head directly outside. Make sure you check your quest log to see that you're actually at this point. Right now, I'm going to pause the video for the second time, and the reason I'm doing this is to say that I'm kind of going to speed run this next part because it's kind of time consuming and tedious if I showed you all of it. So I'm just going to show you the final locations and let you guys get yourself there because it's pretty easy to do. So first I'm going to do all of West Ardoyne, and then second I'm going to do all of East Ardoyne. And what we're doing here is we're trying to do unfavorable acts to the citizens so that they will turn against the king. You have 3 forms of these unfavorable acts: burning their food, telling them about the new taxes, or telling them about the new orders. So in West Ardoyne, which we're going to do first, you need to have your mourner set equipped when you do this, or else it won't work. And then in East Ardoyne later, you need to have your Ardougne Knight armor set equipped. So first, we're going to come to the middle square and head a little bit south. Make sure you have your mourner set equipped and enter this church building. Go ahead and use your tinderbox on this grain and burn it. That's going to prompt a conversation with you and the priest. Go ahead and spam through it. That is your first task of 4. After that, you're going to go ahead and talk to the priest again and tell him about the orders. That is going to be your second task of 4. Next, head out of the building and then head southwest to the nurse in the bottom left corner of West Ardoyne. Tell her about the orders, and this is going to be your third task in West Ardoyne of 4. Next, head northwest from where you were at the nurse over to this corner where the only shop is in West Ardoyne. Tell him about the new taxes, and this is going to be the 4th task in West Ardoyne of 4 tasks. So now you can equip your Ardougne Knight stuff after this and head over to East Ardoyne. In East Ardoyne, first tell this shopkeeper right as you cross the bridge from the castle about the new taxes. Next, head directly north and tell the two men in the church about the new orders and the new taxes. Next, head directly south to this shop owner and tell them about the new taxes as well. Next, head directly east to the town center and tell all 7 shopkeepers in the middle of town at their respective booths about the new taxes. After the last shopkeeper here, talk to the woman who sells plate bodies and tell her about the new taxes as well. Then head directly north and talk to the town crier and tell him about the new taxes as well. Next, head even farther north up here to the farm area and you're going to see more sacks of grain. Go ahead and light those on fire, burning the food supply. After this task is done, head south and then head west across the river. Right below where we started the quest, there should be a bartender. Tell him about the new tax on beer, and that should be the last task we have to do in East Ardoyne. If you're checking the quest log at this point, it should tell you you have all 80 followers now and that you're able to move to the next step. Head back to Elena, and we're going to go into our first instant boss fight. Like I said, when you're ready, you can accept stage 1 of 3 of this mini boss fight. Now, the way this mini boss fight works is that you have 3 stages you need to clear with 10 to 15 NPCs you need to kill per stage. Um, in between stages 2 and 3, there's going to be a break. So for whatever reason, if you got chunked out during stage 1 and 2, I don't even know how that'd be possible, but if you did, go ahead and bank in between stages 2 and 3 and just finish up stage 3 when you're ready. Now, the reason I told you to bring a blowpipe over the whip here, as you can see, is when I go to melee attack them, they instantly focus me, so I have to prayer flick. If you bring the blowpipe, you're actually able to trap them behind the NPCs they're currently fighting, and that way you take absolutely no damage. But yeah, other than that, go ahead and just pray flick your way through this and clean up all the mobs, and just keep proceeding through the stages until you finish stage 3. As I mentioned here, there is a break between stage 2 and 3. If you need to go bank, go ahead and go do so. After killing the last mob here on stage 3, you're going to trigger a cutscene in which you take the king custody. Go ahead and answer all the chat options and then answer the final chat option, which should take you to the next part of the cutscene here. Basically, you execute the king, and that's all that happens in this cutscene, and then you get introduced to the elves for this part of the quest. I'm going to let this cutscene play out, but congratulations, you finished all of Section 1 at this point. Welcome to the Section 2 Inventory Guide. What you will need for this section is one game necklace, one rope, one nature rune, one cabbage, one wine of Zamorak, one black knife, one adamant chain body, one flower. I use purple, you can use any color, one kinentine seed, one seed dibbler, one vial of water, a crystal seed teleport, a few stamina pots, one pestle and mortar, one runite bar, one pickaxe, and one hammer. For your gear for Section 2, you want to continue to wear full graceful, a blowpipe or a whip and defender, and also you can bank your Ardougne Knight set in your mourner set as you will not need them again for the rest of the quest. We want to start Section 2 here by going upstairs and talking to Yasog, I think his name is, and telling him to go to the meeting. Because right after the cutscene, you should have already had a meeting with Ardoyne, who's the lead elf for most of this quest, and she should have told you to find Yasog and Elena again. If you haven't done that already, make sure you just go talk to her, and she'll tell you to go find these people before you do this step. Basically, he'll tell you that he's going to the meeting, and then you should head back downstairs. Elena is just down this path by this pond. Talk to her and select option 1 through the whole conversation, and that should basically get her to the meeting. Once you're done talking to her, she should disappear, and you should head back to Ardoyne, which is the main hall where you had your first meeting, and you're going to have another meeting. After the meeting has ended, you want to talk to the lead elf person again, and she will tell you that you need to free their elf leader from the waterfall quest area. So you should have all your items in your inventory, and one of them was a games necklace. Go ahead and teleport over to Barbarian Assault. Run down to where you do the waterfall quest and make sure you have the 6 inventory items I have on my screen, your crystal teleport seed, and a rope. Use a rope on this rock to get across, and then go ahead and use the rope on the tree as well to climb down. You do not need your Glariol's amulet from what I understand, because I didn't bring one. Head into the cave, and first you want to go up this right path and search all these crates. Once you've searched all the crates, you should find this key. This key is going to allow you to open the door up here. So head up to this west side and open this door with the key you just found. Go through the next door as well, and you should find the lead elf woman here. Talk with her and go through all the chat options, and you should get a book. Read the book, and you don't need to read any of this information actually, because I will explain to you how this puzzle works. This is our first puzzle, and the way you want to solve this puzzle is come up to this first bottom left pillar and read it. It should tell you what number it is in the order of the pillars. So there are 6 pillars, and they're numbered 1 through 6, and we need to put the items on those pillars in their ascending order. So read the pillar. It should tell you what number it is. Skip the pillar next to it because it doesn't tell you any useful information. Go to the very top left pillar, and that should tell you what the pillar in the middle's number is. So now you know the bottom left pillar and you know the middle pillar. Go to the northeast pillar, and that should tell you what the northwest pillar is. So now you should have figured out all of the entire left side. And that's basically how you solve this puzzle. Then read the middle one on the east side of the room, and that should tell you what number it's not next to. And because it's not next to that number, it by definition has to be that number. And then it's just process of elimination to solve the northeast one and the southeast one. Once you've solved the number order, you want to go ahead and put the items we have in our inventory on the pillars. So the nature rune goes on pillar 1, the flower goes on pillar 2, the black knife goes on pillar 3, the wine of Zamorak goes on pillar 4, the adamant chain body goes on pillar 5, and the cabbage goes on pillar 6. If you have done this correctly, the statue should unfreeze, and you should be able to go to talk to Braxton. Braxton's going to tell you he's going back to Lieta to go to the meeting, and then you want to follow him back there by teleporting with your seed crystal. If you've done this wrong, then you're going to get flushed out of the room, and you need to go rebuy those items that you've used, and then you need to try again. But note that the order will be mixed up every time you leave the room. Once you come back to Lieta, talk to the lead elf woman, and she will start another meeting. Go ahead and skip through all the dialogue. They're just going to ask you to go plant your Canadyne seed after this meeting. So make your way down to Elaine, who is by her normal position down by the lake. And now there should be a herb patch next to her. So go ahead and chat with her to let her know you have the herb or the seed she needs. She's going to tell you after this convo to go ahead and plant it. And you're going to want to go ahead and plant it to the patch right to the left of us. After you've planted the seed, go back and talk to Braxton and the rest of them, and they should give you a crystal. You're going to take this crystal over to where Elaine is, but you're not going to talk to Elaine. You're going to talk to a woman next to her named like Elude or something. Elude is going to charge this crystal for you, and then you're going to use it to teleport. So here we are, we've gotten the crystal. Now we're going to use it on this woman right here. And she's going to sing her little song, and that's going to enchant the crystal. Once the crystal is enchanted, you're going to click on it and teleport. This is going to teleport you to one of the guys we need to find. Click on him and talk to him, and he's going to ramble on about how beautiful the scenery you're looking at is. He's going to ask you an option, just respond with beautiful, and then he will tell you that he will come to the meeting. And that is all you need to do with him. For the next person, we are going to head northeast and then, or sorry, northwest and then northeast to where the northern entrance is to the underground pass. You need make sure you have your pickaxe and your hammer and your runite bar, as I listed in the section inventory before this for this part, because we are going to repair the other guy who's like a statue, and then he's going to go to the meeting as well. So here we are at the entrance to the underground pass. Run inside, and instead of going to the underground pass, click inside and then click over here against the crevice against the wall. That's going to open up for you, and the guy we need to talk to is inside. So here he is. You're going to want to repair him, and you're going to do that with the runite bar. Then you're going to talk to him, and he will tell you that he'll show up to the meeting. After you've done this, you want to teleport back to Lieta. Once you've made your way back to Lieta, go ahead and visit Elena. Elena should be able to pick the herb for you at this point. If the herb is not ready, give it a few minutes. It should be ready soon. After that, go talk to Braxton and he should give you a crystal. Use your pestle and mortar on the crystal he gives you to create crystal dust. Then use the herb that Alina picked for you and use it on your vial of water. That should create the unfinished potion, and then use the crystal dust on the potion, and that should give you the final potion we need to begin the light puzzle. Go ahead and talk to the elf leader, and she should tell you that you should talk to Lord, who's in the room directly north of her, in order to get into the light puzzle room. Now, you can go ahead and enter it as I am going to, and then leave and re-enter at any time. Why we're going to do this is to open access to it, and then we're going to go bank and get ready for Section 3 inventory. What's up, guys? I'm filming this part post the entire the guide being made. Apparently, Premiere Pro won't upload the full 2-hour video to YouTube. It's got some problem that I've been unable to fix for the last 12 hours. So I've literally now been up for 42 hours and haven't been able to put this clip on YouTube, even though it's been done for the last 12 hours or so. So I'm going to go ahead and split the guide up here into 3 parts, and we're going to end here, right here at Section 3. This is going to be the end of Part 1 at Section 3. Section 3 is going to be its own entire part. That's the light puzzle. And then after that is going to be the last part, Part 3, which is going to include Section 4 and 5. Again, I'm really sorry about this, guys. I didn't want to split the clips up like this, but I'm just going to have to.